The afterlife. Coding out and then crossing over into what we call heaven or hell. What happens to us there? Where do we go, if anywhere at all? Is there even an afterlife to ponder about? It seems the answer to that question is priceless. I suppose that all depends on what you're willing to believe about the end. Are there people out there that know more about all of our pending trips to the other side than we do? Are there people who can shed some insight on what it's like to die? You know, people who have cheated death after looking it square in the eye. Yes, there are, and they're called survivors. Which survivor you ask will largely determine what sort of answer you're going to get. Factfeed presents 5 Terrifying Visions of Hell by Survivors of Near-Death Experiences. Number 5. Begging and pleading to return home. What a fantastic painting by Hans Memling, don't you think? This particular photo you are looking at today is called The Last Judgment, and is one part of a 3-part panel that was created by the artist around the year 1467. That's one heck of a long time ago, isn't it? We thought this was a great representation of what people who have passed on to hell and back saw, felt, and then later reveal about their death. Many of hell's NDE survivors speak of begging and pleading for their life and to return home. All of their pleading goes unnoticed by the demons of hell, as you can see by this photograph of them being shoveled down into a fiery pit regardless of their cries. Number 4. Screams coming from everywhere. Can you imagine being surrounded by the torturous screams of hell's occupants all around you at all times? A couple of near-death experienced survivors tell horrendous stories about what they heard when they died and were residing beyond hell's doors. What some of them say they heard shakes the very human spirit to its core and can only be described as nothing other than the continuous screams of the souls who had been banished to hell forever. A few survivors claim they were always alone in hell, though they do tell a story about being able to hear the screams of others constantly. It felt to them that the screams of others were present in the air, everywhere, and at all times. Number 3. Other damned souls of the dead. My mother used to tell me, if you want to roll with the pigs, you're going to get muddy. Shocking how parents can be right about things like that from time to time, isn't it? Some survivors who have had near-death experiences to hell and back tell a story of seeing other people chained and linked together, slaving away for the devil himself and being beaten by his demons. This is one of the places where each individual story varies. Some survivors tell a tale of solitary confinement, while others give depictions of hell in this manner. A hell filled with souls slaving away and working their fingers to the bone for Lucifer himself. Either way, it all sounds like a life sentence. Number 2. Demons and torture. Monsters, ghosts, and demons are a scary topic of conversation for those of you out there that are a bit light in your loafers. Even for those a bit braver, the topic isn't unfamiliar. We've all had a nightmare or two in our life, I would think. Having those dreams filled with the most horrifying creatures you'll ever see has left many people sleepless for a night somewhere along the line. That's what makes the story of actually being alongside of these terrible entities all the more unsettling. Survivors of the hellish NDEs report being dragged, beaten, and tortured by the Satan's most vicious monsters. We felt like that was enough to land this recollection at number 2 on the list. Number 1. A bright light, it's not your time. Number 1 on the list is probably the most common story from those people who have had near-death experiences. Most all of them tell a tale that at some point they saw a bright light. Some also tell of hearing a voice below from up above them saying, "It's not your time yet, you have yet to accomplish your true destiny." It sounds awe-inspiring, doesn't it? Let's hope that those words are coming from the big guy upstairs, and for God's sake, let's hope that none of us ever have to be in that circumstance. Maybe it's a better plan to live life right and be thankful for what we have. That's when we'll get to see what resides up in heaven, right? Well, actually, that's a near-death experience listicle for another day. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a like, share it with your friends, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe down below for the best entertaining videos you will ever see. No doubt about it. Till the next time, we are out.